Is it really possible to get a truly great VR headset for under $500 in 2025? For years, people have assumed you needed to spend nearly $1,000 to experience proper virtual reality. But the truth might surprise you. I bought the top contenders, tested them side by side, and today I'll break down which one is actually worth your money, and which ones you should avoid at all costs. By the end of this video, you'll know if you can save hundreds of dollars without sacrificing the quality VR experience you're looking for. The $500 question. Virtual reality is no longer some futuristic idea. It's here, and it's shaping the way we play, work, and connect. From fitness workouts in your living room, to fully immersive gaming, to even collaborative meetings in VR, the technology has finally entered mainstream conversation. But there's still a huge barrier: cost. The most premium VR headsets, like Apple's Vision Pro or high-end enterprise devices, easily run past $999 and in many cases, far more. For most people, that's a price point that just doesn't make sense. So the big question becomes this: can you really get 80% of the premium VR experience for half the price? Can you spend under $500 and still walk away with a headset that feels modern, powerful, and worth your investment? A short history of affordable VR. To answer that, we need to look back at how VR has developed. A decade ago, VR was a niche hobby. The original Oculus Rift and HTC Vive were groundbreaking, but they demanded a powerful gaming PC and were tethered by thick cables. They cost hundreds of dollars, not even including the cost of the computer. Over the years, VR companies promised cheaper and more accessible experiences, but most budget models fell short, delivering poor graphics, uncomfortable designs, and tiny game libraries. The turning point came with Meta's Quest line, which pushed wireless standalone VR into the spotlight. Suddenly, VR was something you could enjoy without a $2,000 gaming rig. Now, in 2025, we've reached a stage where sub-$500 headsets are no longer a joke. They are serious contenders. And that's what makes this question so important. The contenders. For this review, I focused on 3 serious options that fall under the $500 price point. First, the Meta Quest 3, the mainstream favorite. This is Meta's third major standalone headset, and it has become the gold standard for consumer VR. Second, the Pico 4 Pro, a headset developed by ByteDance, the company behind TikTok. It offers solid performance at a lower price, aiming to undercut Meta while delivering many of the same features. And third, the HP Reverb G2, a headset that's been around for a few years but remains relevant, especially for PC gamers. While not the newest device, its resolution and image clarity still put it among the best options in its price range. Each headset brings something different to the table, and the real test is how they perform in everyday use. Gaming and performance. Let's start with performance. For most people, VR is about gaming, and here, the Meta Quest 3 dominates. It offers smooth wireless play, meaning you can jump into games like Beat Saber or VR CHAT without being tied to a computer. Its Snapdragon XR2 Gen 2 processor handles modern VR titles with ease, delivering sharp visuals and low latency. The Pico 4 Pro holds up fairly well, but it struggles with content availability. The hardware is decent, but the game library isn't nearly as strong as Meta's. As for the HP Reverb G2, it remains an excellent option if you're a PC gamer. With a high-resolution display, it can make games like Half-Life, Alex look stunning. However, you are tethered, which limits mobility and convenience. So the trade-off becomes clear. Quest 3 is the best all-around choice for wireless gaming, Pico does okay but feels limited, and the Reverb still shines in PC graphics if you're willing to deal with cables. Comfort and design. Comfort is an underrated but critical part of VR. You might not think about it at first, but wearing a heavy headset for hours can quickly become uncomfortable. The Quest 3 is lighter than its predecessors and better balanced, making it far easier to use in longer sessions. The Pico 4 Pro also feels well balanced and has a sleek design that feels surprisingly premium for the price, but after a couple of hours, fatigue starts to creep in. The HP Reverb G2, unfortunately, shows its age here. It's bulkier, heavier, and just not designed with modern ergonomics in mind. For short sessions, it's fine, but for extended play, it feels dated and clunky. If comfort is a top priority, Quest 3 wins again, with Pico holding second place. Features that matter. When it comes to features, not everything matters equally. In 2025, the things that really count are tracking accuracy, controller precision, and game ecosystem. On all 3 of these, the Quest 3 pulls ahead. Its tracking is incredibly accurate, its controllers are responsive, and the metagame store is packed with titles. Pico offers solid tracking, but the ecosystem just isn't there. The library is smaller and many developers prioritize meta first. The Reverb G2 offers great visuals but weaker tracking and less intuitive controllers compared to the newer competition. Simply put, if you want the smoothest, most hassle-free experience, the Quest 3 is unmatched under $500. The flaws. Of course, no headset is perfect. The Quest 3 suffers from short battery life. You'll be lucky to get 2 hours of playtime before needing a recharge, which can be frustrating. The Pico 4 Pro's biggest flaw is its weak content library. You might have the hardware, but if you don't have the games you want, it feels like wasted potential. And the HP Reverb G2 is frankly outdated. Its bulk, reliance on a powerful PC, and older tracking system mean it's best suited only for a very specific type of gamer. So while each headset has strengths, they all come with compromises. The trick is deciding which flaw you're willing to live with. Use cases. Who should buy what? Now, let's talk about who should actually buy these. If you're a casual gamer, fitness enthusiast, or someone new to VR, the Meta Quest 3 is your best bet. It offers the best balance of power, convenience, and ecosystem. If you're a budget-conscious buyer who just wants to dip their toes in, the Pico 4 Pro could work, but only if you're okay with a smaller library of games and apps. And if you're a dedicated PC gamer who already owns a strong gaming rig, the HP Reverb G2 might still make sense. It's not flashy, it's not cutting edge anymore, but for high-quality PC VR visuals, it delivers. Beyond gaming, VR in daily life. It's also worth remembering that VR isn't just about gaming anymore. People are using headsets for fitness workouts, meditation, virtual concerts, and even remote work. Under $500, the Quest 3 again leads the way in this category, with fitness apps, productivity tools, and social VR experiences that feel polished and accessible. The Pico offers some of this, but less variety, and the Reverb G2 simply doesn't shine outside of PC gaming. So if you want VR that fits into your everyday life, Quest 3 is again the most versatile option. Future of VR under $500. Looking forward, the future of sub-$500 VR looks bright. Battery life will improve, displays will get sharper, and AI-powered features will make headsets more intuitive. We can also expect lighter, more comfortable designs as companies continue to innovate. The competition will heat up, especially as companies outside of Meta try to capture market share. But as of 2025, the Quest 3 has set a high bar that others will struggle to meet. The good news is that as technology evolves, the value we get for $500 will only increase. Final verdict. So which VR headset under $500 should you actually buy in 2025? The clear winner is the Meta Quest 3. It offers the best mix of performance, comfort, features, and ecosystem. The Pico 4 Pro is an interesting alternative but falls short on content, and the HP Reverb G2, while still relevant for PC gamers, feels outdated for most users. If you want the best VR experience without breaking the bank, the Quest 3 is your answer. At the end of the day, VR is about immersion. And in 2025, you don't need to spend $1,000 to get it. The Quest 3 proves that under $500, you can experience high-quality virtual reality that feels modern, fun, and genuinely impressive. I've linked the best deals and bundles in the description, updated monthly so you don't miss out on price drops. Which VR headset would you pick in 2025? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. And don't forget to subscribe to Future Unboxed, where we help you find the best tech without wasting money on overhyped gadgets.